Hello guys, so welcome to this video, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a top in using Adobe XD. So a top that fills a jar. So as you can see, here is my first canvas of a top, and here is my second canvas of a jar which is filled with water. So I'm just going to show you guys how you're going to do this. It's really easy. You just play with the animations and auto animation and just clicking on the top and the water. So we're gonna review. So I'm gonna click on the top, and as you can see, the water is dropping down and it's filling the jar. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to close that, and I'm just going to show you again. So as you can see, when I click the top, it fills the jar again. So I'm just doing this so that you guys can see how I've done that. So I'm just going to create a new artboard. So I'll just choose that, and I'll create two artboards. So as you can see here, I've created two artboards, so dragging them to place them where you guys can see, and that's all that I do. So the first thing, I'm just going to start creating the first I will start creating this top, so that when we click on the top, it fills our jar here. So I'm just calling the jars that we can just, so I'll create it quick. So as you can see, I'm aligning and creating the top here. So it will take, as you can see, the video is really fast, but I'm just doing this so that I can save time, and I'm creating it as fast as I can, so that I can. This video was a 40-minute video, but since I'm doing that, so I wanted it to be quick so that you guys can see what I've done. So I'm just creating it and making it to work for us. So I'll just create a top knob, and as you can see, it's also similar to the one that we've created. So the thing, I'm creating the jar here, so I'll just do that. As you can see, hope you guys are seeing the tools that I'm using, and I'm creating the top here so that I can click the subtract there, so that I can create a jar. So I'm going to align it to my left there, so that everything can look quite good. And as you can see, we're really trying. I'm creating the shadow that whenever we place that, and also I will add a radio gradient so that we can make it look like a shadow. So I'll just drag my colors there, and I apply the colors there. I change the border to 3, and also the color I'll change it to, and also I'll try to play around with the radial so that it can create a smooth background, so with a shadow there. So as you can see, it's really easy using this. Yeah, so it's really easy. I'm just doing everything so that you guys can see what I'm doing here. It's really easy. So I'm going to create a drop here. So as you can see, I'm just using a circle, double click, and filling it with the blue here, creating a reflect here, adding my background, and playing with the transparency. Then I'm just going to place it there where you see. So I'll draw another triangle, which I will mask it so that you guys can see the water drop inside the jar. So it's really easy to do this, and I hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. So I'm just going to I'm going to use repeat grid, so that we can repeat all the drops instead of creating one. So I'll repeat the grid instead that. Then we mask the shapes, the grid with the rectangle shape, so that we can see it flow. And so as you can see, I'm selecting the repeat grid so that I can move it upwards, and to make it flow downwards, so that it can create the effect that you've seen on the screen. So I'm just going to extend that so that it can look good, and it's done. So that's all for that, and also push it upwards, and I'll make sure that everything works okay. So as you can see, I'm going to play with the I'm going to play with that so that you guys can see. So I'm creating the water flow so that whenever the jar is being filled, you can see the water being filled too. So I'll just create the curves here. So I'm using a pen tool to create the curves. I know the video is really slow, so you just see and watch how I've created the curves here so that you can show that the water is flowing inside the jar and it's being filled when the tap is on. So whenever we click the tap, these are the water will just fill. So I'll make it to be at least big so that it can fill to the top, and you just play with these shapes here. So I'll just create that path and duplicate it, so giving it a color and also making it to be well. So I'll just duplicate it and give it another color. So this is the first color that you will flow up. So you'll see the effect why I'm creating the two water effects. So I'll just send that backward there, and also remember I created two jars. So the first jar will just mask shape with it with these two, so it will really disturb me right now. I know if you don't do it in real good, it will give you some headache. So just try to be at least you know what you're doing. So as you can see, it's really a headache here. It's not really easy. So I think I've achieved it. So what I'll do, just move the water. I'll just try to see if it has worked. So I'm moving the water up so that I can see if I've masked the shape, and also as you can see, we've achieved that. So that's more water, and it's achieved as successful. So I'll just align that so that you can see the effect. So I'll just align them so that you guys can see what's happening. So I'll just copy that artboard to my left. I'll duplicate it so that I can position the water. So as you can see, the mouse is really fast, so I just want to save time. So I'll just make sure I place it like that. So you want to make sure that you have a smooth animation, so it's you to make it happen. So as you can see, I'm moving around the top and the bottom so that it can create a fine animation. So after that, I'm just going to go to the drops so that I can make the drops work it. So as you can see, I'm trying to push the drops down. No, just let me do it right. It's really you want to achieve that whenever one clicks a tab, you get a drop so that you can fill the jar. So it's just a matter of playing with the animation. So I'll just drag that down there so that whenever we click on tab, it shows the effect that the water is dropping while filling the jar. So it's really easy. You just have to play around with the shapes, play around with how you position them, and make sure that your elements are grouped and masked so that these can work out. So as you can see, I'm trying to be strict. So as you can see, I'm almost achieving that. It's really sometimes it's easy and hard. So as you can see, I've done that. So whenever we I'll head to my prototype so that I can click. Whenever we click on that, we auto animate. So what we have to do, so we auto animate, and whenever I click on tab, as you can see, it's instant. So what you're supposed to do, we're just going to give it the seconds. So I'll just give it some time. So as you can see, it's really cool. So I'll just as you can see, these it's really simple. So what I'll do, I'll just add something so that it can have a good background here. So I'll just choose the moon night. So we just click on that. I'm using Android, so Android is best for illustration. So I'll just give it a background of that, and to make it appear at least good. So I'm just adding up some a design so that we can have something appealing, and I'll just create a rectangle of shape with the height and width of our artboard, and we do that. So we paste it there too so that we can have the same background. So I'll play whenever we click that, see animation. Thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you in the next video where I'll be uploading these.